Hi guys, so this is how. I believe most of you guys are busy working on your midterms now. But I think after your midterms, you'll probably need to start to do your project. And when you do your project, you'll encounter one issue. That is, if you try to work with your teammate and you guys push the code to GitHub and pull down the code, pull down all your friend modifications and try to merge it with your current files. There's an issue pop out that is Jupyter notebook file actually didn't work well with Git. Like if they merge and if there's any conflict, which is often, and they will make this file not readable for Jupyter anymore. So I can just show you that how it will happen. So here I just created an empty folder called Git and Notebook, and I put two shells for terminal. One is for Git. I recommend you guys use PowerShell if you use PC. If you're using Apple, just use a normal terminal. But if you're using PC, using PowerShell is more convenient because PowerShells share almost the same command as Mac, so that'd be easier. And also for a PC user, you need to get the Anaconda prompt too to activate the Jupyter. It's already activated, so let's just close it. All right, but just minimize it, not close it. If you close it, Jupyter itself will frozen because they have to be like, I think it's actually running by this. Okay, so right now the folder is empty, okay? And we just first initialize the Git. So Git initialize, okay? And in this folder, I just create a simple notebook file. I just put one line here, the comment called initial. Okay. And I add all the modification I did. You see, when we add all the modifications here, although we just modify one file, but there are actually multiple files getting modified. It's because if you open up the Git a bit to the folder, you will see actually even you just create one notebook file, and they will create another folder to store just like all the checkpoints you have. So that's why there are multiple files existing, and this will cause some issue. So we talk about that later. Okay. So right now we just created a Git, and we add up all the modification, put all the modification to the staging. And then we just commit it. So initial, okay. All right, so it's commit. And in order to show you guys why merging doesn't work, we just intentionally create some conflict here. So to have conflict, we need two branches. So I just create a branch. Branch, call it beta. Okay. And then we check out to that branch. So now we're in the beta branch, and then we add something. We call it just one line called mod in beta, and save it. Cool. Git add all git commit mod in beta. All right. And so now we commit a modification in beta, but that's only in the beta branch. It didn't. This commit is now on the master branch. So we now check out to master. So in order to create a conflict, we need to modify the master before we merge. So now we're in the master branch, and then we open the Jupyter. Then we did something here, mod in master. Save it, close it, add a modification we have. Mod in master. Okay, cool. Okay, so now all these changes have been committed. And then we try to merge it. Merge beta. And this will definitely have conflict because beta and the master version is already updated before we merge the beta, right? So it's not the same version as when we create a beta. So if we do that, you see conflict. Okay, there's conflict on this file. And when we have conflict, what we do? We try to fix it, right, manually. So then we go back to the file, open it. And at this time, you see what happened, crash. Why crash? Well, let's see what happened here. So let's go back to the file. Take a look at Jupyter Notebook. So let's just open it as like a script. Don't using a Jupyter. We're using a script, so I'm just using a notepad to open it. Okay, so it's open here. Okay, so take a look. So inside, you see Jupyter Notebook is not just a simple script file. It's actually quite complicated. They have some structure. And here is a conflict. You see, they do tell you where the conflict is, right? As normal coding, normal code. But since this hat and this equal mark and this like bracket doesn't fit the structure of Jupyter or this file format, they actually call it JSON. So it doesn't fit the JSON format. So Jupyter can no longer read it anymore. You crash. You cannot open it. So you can see the error here. See, unable to. So it's not JSON. It's JSON. I don't know how to call it. But anyway, so this is not the right format. So it cannot be reopened. So you screw up. So that means if your friend writes something in a Jupyter Notebook file and you pull it down and you merge to your own file, you just destroy it, and that's horrible. So is there any way we can kind of deal with this issue? And of course there is. So I just brought you this one called nbdime, which is a pretty good tool that helps you merge Jupyter Notebook files. And it was online for a while, but I didn't tell you guys to use it because they have some error, and I already reported and they fixed it today. So pretty good. So they actually built this in GitHub. So they do some modifications. I mean, they fixed the problem. Let's see where is this thing called issue. Okay, so I think currently I was in the wrong repository. Now I'm back to the correct one. So it's a Jupyter nbdime, okay, and there's an issue, so I have to report it. Like what happens? Okay, okay. So the only thing is to get this tool, you need to install it through like Python, and that's usually called pip install, right? But instead of just putting the name, you have to put a pre here, okay? And so what I mean is like this. You open the terminal, and you say pip install pre things to run, yeah, pre nbdime. That's all you have to do. Yep. And press enter. Then it will install this for you. But since I already installed it, so they say requirements already satisfied. If you do this in your computer, and since you haven't installed it, so it will work. It will show you that it's fully installed, something like that. Okay. And so, but that just only works for Mac users, or Linux users. For PC users, if you just directly type pip, it won't work, because pip is a Python command. And you have to know where, so that is called environmental variables. You have to manually stat it. Or you went to this folder, usually it's in program files, C program files. That'll be here. And there's a folder called, I think it's called Python. Python 36, yes, that's Python 30. And go to script, okay. And there's a exe application here called pip here. So then you just need to like navigate your shell, your terminal to this folder. Usually it's called this name. Usually it's here, okay. And in there, if you're inside your terminal, it's already navigated to this folder. Then at this place, if you call pip, it will work. Okay, so that's only something PC user have to do. So after we install it, okay, and then now let's go back to here. So let's just remove everything here, restart everything. So after we install this tool, nothing's here. Okay, cool. And we call a git again. Say git initialize it. Cool. Initialize the git. But something to be done. So if I just create a notebook file, let's call it test. Okay. Modding. Sorry, not mod. Initialize. That's all, right? And before you add everything, since we kind of know this is a folder that kind of just record a checkpoint, which we don't really care, because after we close it, it doesn't matter that much. So we have to ignore it. So how to ignore it? In Git, to ignore it is to create like a script file called git ignore. So since I use a PC, so to write any script file, I use Notepad. But if you are a Mac user, you should use touch. So here, some command, PC, Notepad, Mac, touch, called git ignore, ignore. So they doesn't exist. So if you want to create it, yes, I can create it. And I want to ignore this folder here. So I just give the name of it. I put it here with a slash. Now let's don't save it first. So before you save it, you say git status. You see this folder is still like on track. They will say this folder is on track. But after we save this, okay, now you say git status. You see, it's gone because Git know what to read. They read the git ignore file. They say they inside that file says ignore this one, so ignore it. So is that all I want to do? Not just that. So in order to merge your these files with this special say library, you need to tell the Git to do that, and that is this command. Where it's called git merge driver config enable. Global or not depends on you. I will just set it global because I have no other tools for notebook. So just set it. Say merge driver global. So this command means whenever you want to do merge with Jupyter Notebook files, you will use your own merge drivers, not the default ones. Well, since we need to, they've also provided status. If you want to check the difference between two versions, you can also use this one. So we add both of them. And after you do that, if you go back to this file, oh, actually nothing happens. Okay. So since this is globally set, so every folder, all the Jupyter Notebook file, if you use Git, it will handle with this. But if you didn't put a global here, they'll be just local, like only this folder will be deal with these drivers. And they will provide you another file called like .git attribute. But here it's not happening, so. Well, but if you see it, since maybe you don't want to use global commands, then it will appear. All right. After that, I say git add all the modifications. Cool. And git commit and initial. Okay. So you see this one. Okay. Everything is now it's recorded. And I say git branch. Let's just create another branch. But branch. Oh yeah. Checkout beta. Now we're in beta, and we open this file. Let's just add something here. Again, mod in beta. Good. Add all. Good. Commit. Mod in beta. Right. And then we check out to what? Master. Again. Go to master. And then mod in master. Okay. Add all. Git. And mod and master. Okay. So now time for the merging part. So say git merge beta. Okay. So this time there is some problems, right? Still conflict. But you see the conflict command become different. They have something called nb merge app something. So that means they're handling the conflict with different stuff, different drivers now. And now if you open it, you'll see, wow, it will shows you like where the conflict is. But the problem is this, it's not perfect. So sometimes they didn't know what they will classify like two different versions. They'll put a whole chunk there, because the initial line is the same, right? But for them, I think it kind of mess up, so they will still keep it. Right? They will consider the whole block as different. So if you want to do any modification, if you have some conflict, you might see the whole code chunk appears in the same notebook. That'll be like small problems. But as I say, nothing's perfect, so get used to it. But if you leave that whole chunk untouched, then they will leave it. They will know that there's no modification there. So I think that's all. So this is just a tool help us dealing with the problems of Jupyter Notebook and Git. And I think with this tool, it will be much easier for you guys to do your project with Git. And I think that's all. You may just email me if you have any problems on how to install it, how to use it, if you have any problems. Or come to my office hours. So my office hours right now is all in Math and Science building, 8141. And it's the same time. You can just check out on CTLE.